Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Llama Mama, a podcast about loom knitting. I'm your host, Kayla. You can find me on Facebook at Loom Knitting and Chatting with Llama Mama, and also on Instagram as Llama Mama Kayla. Thank you so much for joining me and Sophia today. So I had a birthday this past week. Monday was my birthday. And in honor of my birthday, I made birthday unicorns. I made this purple one and this turquoise one. And so I was really proud of myself because it was my first time to make a doll with posable arms and legs. And how I learned to do that was I just watched a lot of YouTube videos, just Googling that, to try to figure out how to make that. And so I watched several ones, and then I just picked one that was the easiest for me, which was basically you make them separately. You don't have any yarn on them, and you take a piece of yarn and go inside the leg, you tie it off in there, go all the way through the body, go through this leg, go back through this leg and back all the way through the body into that leg, and then tie it off real good inside here. And I didn't think it was going to tighten up enough, but it did. And the same thing with the arms. They're plenty of tight enough to like sit and pose. So they turned out really cute. So I'm calling them the birthday unicorn. And the purple one is the same way. The legs and arms move. So, in honor of my birthday, I decided to finally knit something for myself because that's something I don't do. And I had this baby mix, it's Barnett, and I just love this. It's so soft, and I do like purple. So I was wondering what could I make myself with this yarn, and so I thought about a hat, but you know, we're in Louisiana, so we don't get to wear hats too long, just a few months. So I didn't want to just make something that was going to be, you know, put away most of the year. And for some reason it just dawned on me that I have a bench over here in the parlor that could use some pillows. So I decided to make a pillow with this. So I didn't want to waste too much yarn for the front and back. I just want to do the front panel this and the back side purple. So I ended up getting my long green loom, and I'm just making it in the round. And yes, it's curling up on the ends, and I knew it was going to do that, but it's okay because after I stuff it, I'm going to sew that closed, and so it won't roll anymore after that. So I'm making the pillow, and then I'm going to sew a panel of this on the front side of it, because I figured if I stuff this anyway, some of the stuffing might show through, and I don't want that. So if I sew this panel on the front of it after it's made, then I will not see stuffing through it. So I made my panel to go on the blanket, but when I was binding off, I was actually talking to my son, and I just started binding off without thinking about what I was doing, and I did the wrong bind off. Definitely the wrong bind off. So I'm going to take this binding out and do the super stretchy bind off, because this end is definitely not matching up with this end. But I think if I do the super stretchy bind off on this end, then I can make this end run some thread through there and kind of pull it tight a little bit and make the two ends seem the same. So I'm thinking the pillow will be something like this, and I can just sew that on there and make a cute pillow for the bench. I love this yarn. It's so soft, and the different textures. It's really nice yarn. So if you've made a pillow with the loom, I'd love to see it. And you can go to Loom Knitting and Chatting with Llama Mama and post pictures over there. Another thing I have in works in progress, I am doing a couple of dishcloths. I really like getting these little KB sock looms. If I find them on clearance at like a Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Yeah, Michael's doesn't carry them. Joann's and Hobby Lobby carry these. And when I find these looms on clearance, I always pick them up because I just use the pieces to do, little small projects. Like when I make ears for animals, I just like using a few pegs on these. The gauge is perfect, but it's perfect for a dishcloth. It's going to come out, I don't know how big it's going to be. I don't have much of the cotton. This is the Sugars and Cream from Michael's. So I don't have much of that left, but I'm just going to use it up. Whatever size it ends up, it ends up. Make that little dishcloth. And I think what I'm going to do, I want to set some goals for myself. So I think I want to make like 1 or 2 dishcloths a month. No, a week. Yeah, I think if I make 1 or 2 dishcloths a week, I can fit that in. And then, by the end of each month, I'll have several dishcloths to do whatever with. Keep some for myself or to share with someone or give as gifts. So I started that one, and then that wasn't with me at the time, and I went ahead and started another one. So that's almost 2. I can finish these up this weekend, and that'll be my 2 dishcloths for this week. I love this turquoise. It is coming out beautiful. So the way I'm doing these is I cast on one end, and then I did the crochet bind on, cast on I guess you call it. Yeah, the crochet cast on. And so I went all the way down with the crochet cast on, and then I purled back, E-wrap down, purl back, E-wrap down. So I'm just repeating that over and over, and it's coming out really nice. I think these will make great dishcloths. I can't wait to just make a whole rainbow colors of them. My other work in progress is I'm making a hat for myself. I have this yarn right here. I love this yarn. And it has just a touch of this greenish color in it. But I really like that green, so I wanted to bring that green out. So I had this Super Saver yarn. And I'm doing this on the 80 peg KB yarn. So I'm doing my brim with this yarn. And once I get my brim about 2 inches, and I'm doing a knit purl on this. And when I get it about 2 inches, then I'm going to change colors and make the hat in this print. I think that'll make a nice looking hat. I hope so. So that's some of my works in progress. Oh, I do have another one that I've been working on for just a little while. I have it in this bag. This cute little bag that I got at Joann's to slip a project in. But I'm doing this 10-stitch blanket for my youngest son, Elijah. He does keep asking me, like, when are you going to work on my blanket? Soon. I just get tired of working on the same project, so I always have lots of projects going. I actually have more than what I'm showing today, but it would be a long video if I showed everything I had going. But anyway, I started this 10-stitch blanket, and oh my gosh, this yarn is lovely. This is a Barnett, I guess, blanket yarn. It just feels so good. We all just love the way it feels. So I'm almost down to that end. I don't know how big this is going to be. It already has 1 skein in it. This is my 2nd skein, and I did buy 1 more skein. So ever how it ends up, it's going to be that big with 3 skeins of this yarn. After I got started on it, he had told me, he wanted it to fit his bed. I don't know if it's going to turn out that size. I am making it kind of rectangle, but we'll see. It just depends on what 3 walls of that does. But it's turning out good so far. I really love this. And the way I'm doing this is, I know that some of the 10 stitch blankets are a knit and purl. Well, this yarn is so thick and it just makes up so quickly that I'm just doing E-wrap and E-wrap. So I E-wrap down, add the next, what's already on there, add the next stitch. And really, with this yarn so thick, I can't really even tell what stitch is stitch. I'm just like, put it on and whatever fits over the peg and doesn't look bunched up right here, and I just go with it. So I'm just E-wrapping down and E-wrapping back, and it's turning out fine. I'm very pleased with how it's turning out, and I should work on it a little more often than I do. Basically, because it just takes up so much room. It's not a project I can take on the go with me. I need, like some room to lay it out and work it. So I will get it finished, and I will come back and share with you guys so you can see the finished project, as with all my other works in progress. You slip this back in the bag. I really like having a bag to keep separate projects in, to keep them clean while I'm not working on them. So that's the works in progress I was going to show today. Oh, I didn't show what my kids actually got me for my birthday. First off, they got me this awesome cart, and it just rolls so smoothly. I don't know, I'm just amazed at how smooth it rolls, because I do have another cart over here that does not roll smooth at all. So they got me this cart and this basket stuffed with yarn, all different colors. There's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skeins of yarn in here. A letter M for Miller, which is our last name. A yarn winder. I have been saying that I wanted to get one. I was actually waiting on a 60% off coupon before I bought one. But I can't wait to try this. Maybe I'll do that on one of the episodes. A lot of my yarn in my cabinet is, as I have pulled from the center, they're just like, this little floppy bit left. So I think if I roll it up on this and make little cakes with it, it would fit better in the cabinet and everything wouldn't get tangled up and cause a mess. And they also gave me a couple pairs of fuzzy socks, a Chihuahua mug with Sophia on it. And then my oldest son found this tape measure, and it has a K on it, and you just push the button and it comes right back up. That's really cute. I can put this in my bag to go, so I'll have it with me to measure my projects as I'm working. And then back during Christmas time, I had kind of jokingly said that I wanted a fingerling. Do you know what that is? I had to look it up because somebody else was talking about it. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, those are cute, I want one. I'd have never spent the money and bought myself one. And then one day my son and I were in Walmart, and I saw the unicorn fingerling, and I was like, oh, I want a unicorn to live on my finger. And we just laughed, and this showed up for my birthday. It's so silly that I just love it. And Sophia here hates it. She tried to bite it, but it's this little fingerling, and it lives. You just put it on your finger, but it does all types of little things. It responds to touch. So I don't know if y'all have seen them, but it also does a kiss. It didn't do it, but sometimes it blows a kiss back. So it's really cute. I don't know, just something silly. I was surprised they picked it up. But anyway, I love all this yarn. I can't wait to create something with it. I was trying to think all these beautiful colors, I was thinking about maybe making kind of like these. I could use these to make squares, to make the beautiful colored squares, and then sew them together and eventually make a blanket. I don't know. That's been rolling around in my head ever since I got the basket of yarn. So that might be something I do. We'll have to see. But the card itself is lovely. I think y'all can see on this shelf here, I just threw some of my favorite looms. And one day I will show different looms on the video and talk about them. And then on the bottom one I have my bag of notions and a project, another project that I have going down there. But anyway, it's an awesome cart. And I just love that. What are you doing, Sophia? She's silly. She thinks she needs to be up in the middle of everything. I love this cart. I can just put all different things there. So since it is, just past Easter, I thought I would show some things that I did make for Easter. I made these little bunnies. I called them Little Bunny Foo-Foo, and I gave some out. Smelled some off. And they're just cute, little soft. They're about 10 inches tall, so perfect for little hands. And I had actually made these on, they could be made on the 24 peg loom, the round 24 peg loom, but I actually made them on this 20 peg Cindywood loom, and it's a 3/4 gauge. So it's very comparable to the 24 peg loom. It's just 4 pegs less. That 4 peg saves a lot of time. Not really. But I thought these were cute. I called them Little Bunny Foo-Foo. And then I made these carrots. And I just kind of made this up as I went. I wanted to make a carrot, and I really didn't know where I was going when I made the first one. But I made this on the 36 round peg loom. And what I did on it was I cast on 3 pegs, and I just E-wrapped those 3 and went back and E-wrapped those 3 again and added a peg, and E-wrapped those back and added a peg, and I just kept doing that all the way until I met up at the other end. And then I did a row or 2 of E-wrapped the whole peg, the whole loom in around, and then I changed to some green yarn, and I did the garter stitch, which is E-wrap and purl. And I did that about 6 rows of that, like E-wrap purl, E-wrap purl, E-wrap purl, E-wrap purl, E-wrap purl, and E-wrap purl. So I did that, and then I did, I think I did the super stretchy bind off after that. And then I sewed up the carrot because, it had the gap where I went around and around and around, and then it was connected at the top. So I sewed that up with the orange yarn, and then I took my spool loom and I made the green I-cord, and I just kind of, as I was making it, I just kind of wrapped it around this, and I did want to make it longer, and then I just stuck it in the back and kind of weaved it in a few places, and it ties up. But it's ended up being like a really stretchy, so you could put lots of goodies in it for Easter. So I made these, and a local lady got some from me, and then I mailed some. But I thought they turned out really cute for Easter. And then another thing I made from Easter was Llama hats chicks. These were so cute. I just had to make them in all different colors. They just turned out really cute. I made purple and blue, a green, a pink, and a white. And so I like the chicks so much. And they all just kind of look a little bit crazy. I liked them so much. They needed a mama hen. So I made her. The same concept, just on a bigger loom. And then added her some little wings. And so her little comb up here, I did some red I-cord and kind of bunched it up and sewed it together, and then sewed it on here. And then I took another little bitty piece of I-cord and just sewed it on here for her little goblet hang down thingy, and put her on a little beak, and she turned out really cute. So that's the mama hen and all her little babies. I really love Llama Hat's videos. They're so clear and easy to follow. I just love her videos and her patterns. Another item I made this past week, or the week before, was Bojangles, the weenie dog. And I totally did not have a pattern for this. I just made it up as I went. I didn't even know like how I was going to do this. I had made this tube, just a tube, and I thought, that's so long, I should try to make a weenie dog. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it or not, but I stuffed the tube and tied off some head, and then I had this little puckery place where I did not decrease, you know, and so it was a little puckery, and so my son actually suggested that I just tie around that to make the snout, and it just worked out perfect. I was surprised because I didn't know if it was going to look right or not. And so then I just added, you know, some blue there for his nose, and I made his little legs separately and sewed them on. His tail is I-cord, sewed it on, and the ears, and sewed them on. And then I had made him, and I thought, he's missing something. And then I made a collar, and it seemed to complete him. So I named him Bojangles, the dachshund. So I think that's all I have to show for y'all today. Thank you for joining me today. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you will come hang out with me again soon. I'll see you next time. Bye.